this installation video, we're going to take a look at our ST field installable connectors. This connector is a beige color, so we know it's a 62.5 micron. But we also offer these connectors in 50 micron OM2, which would be black, a 50 micron OM3, which would be an aqua color, and then we also have single mode, which would be a blue colored connector. But the installation and the termination is exactly the same for each one of those connectors. This connector has three pieces to it. It has the connector itself, has the boot, and it also has a hood or lid that actually would fit, that's going to fit over this connector after the termination is complete. So the first thing to get started on our field termination kit, and our kit part number is at FI-4270, is to get our visual fault finder out, and we can turn that on. It has a lot of light coming through. We want to feed that into our handheld tool and just simply push that down into the tool until it snaps down. All the light now is coming still out through the visual fault finder, and we have that installed into our handheld tool. The second thing is to get our adapter out, and we have multiple adapters here for different style of connectors, LC, SC, and then this is our ST adapter. Just want to take the dust cover boots off of this, and we want to load this adapter into the tool with the SC connector facing out and our ST adapter facing towards the tool. Next thing is take an SC to an SC adapter. We're going to feed that into our visual fault finder, and I'll then feed it into our adapter. Now we have all the light coming through the adapter. Take our connector, and it also has a dust cover boot on it, and we want to take that boot off, and we want to load the connector into the adapter. And when we load the connector into the adapter, we want to make sure that our window is facing up, and we notice that the light now is coming through the window. So we have that loaded. We'll take a piece of fiber, and we want to load our boot onto the fiber. And now we want to start stripping the coating and the buffer off. The easiest way to do that is take our stripping tool, and it's a 3-hole strip, but take the hole closest to your hand, which is the smallest hole, and feed the buffer into that, and 1/4 inch at a time we want to strip the coating and the buffer off. We need to get to bare glass, and we want to strip back approximately 1.5 inches. So once we've stripped that, we want to take an alcohol wipe. You notice there's some residue on here, the coating residue. Just take an alcohol wipe and just wipe that clean. Then we'll take our cleaving tool, our field cleaving tool, and this is a spring-loaded tool that allows the fiber to be loaded in and to be held by the tool. And we want to load this until the buffer hits 8 millimeters, or 8 on the tool. So you notice the spring-loaded holds the fiber, and we know we are at 8 millimeters on the tool. Now, taking your thumb, just put a little bit of pressure back on it and allow the fiber to lay into the V-groove. Take the blade, push down lightly, and then snap the back end of it. That cleaves the fiber at 8 millimeters, exactly what we need. And we notice that there is a piece of fiber in the tool itself. So we got to take our tweezers and our disposable container, and we want want to take that piece of fiber out of the tool and just put it into the container. Next thing is to get our sheet out here, and it is a sheet that allows us to lay the fiber down to scale and mark it at 13 millimeters. So we're going to lay this down to scale, mark the fiber at 13 millimeters, and this is just a visual indicator when we load the fiber into our connector that we're going far enough into the connector. Now we're ready to insert our fiber into the connector. Now the connector, like all of our field connectors, our activation tab. There is a tab that you can push and pull back with your fingernails. By pushing the tab forward, opens up a cavity inside, or the internal crimp. So I push the tab forward. I'm going to lay my fiber down into the tool, and then I'm going to simply just push this into the tool. Until our mark is met. And we want to take our finger and thumb and kind of move back and forth until the light dissipates, and then push it back. Okay, that one wasn't the best connection. There it goes. Once you see the light dissipate, push back on the activation tab. There's zero light now coming through the window. All the light should be coming through the end of the connector, or the other end of the fiber. So by seeing no light there, we know we have a really good connection. Once we do that, we can take our boot, slide our boot up to the connector, load that over the back end of the connector. Then we have our third piece, the hood that goes over top, and just simply snap that hood over top. So now we have a good connection, all the light coming through the other end of the fiber. And that is the termination, but we're not complete yet. So we want to take the connector out of the tool, and we want to make sure that we clean the end of the ferrule. So we take alcohol wipes, which are in the kit, and we want to clean the end of the fiber. And then we'll load our dust cap boot over top, or we'll plug it into our system or our component. And that's the installation of our ST field installable connector. For more information on our cables, cable accessories, system components, or active equipment, please visit our website at www.westpenn-wpw.com. Thank you.